If you're gonna do this type of stuff that disrespects the religion, you might as well not wear the headscarf, because that's gonna give the religion a bad look.
Seeing contradictory representations can reinforce stereotypes about religious hypocrisy.
Girls, stop playing with Islam. Are you making fun of Muslims?
There's a responsibility that comes with that representation.
What would you do if you created a TikTok account one day and you woke up to thousands of hate comments and hundreds of hate videos on you? Well, that's an experience Layla has, and her presence on TikTok has gotten her a ton of backlash over the last few weeks. So in this video, we're going to be going over the main criticisms that have been directed towards her. And when I say criticism, I genuinely mean like hate. People strongly feel hatred towards her. I'm going to say that I'm going to remain unbiased as possible in this video. I know I usually give my opinion, but in this video, I feel like I don't know enough about the religion of Islam to give my opinion. If you practice Islam or know a lot about it, make sure to comment your opinion down below. I will be reading all the comments, but I'm just going to go over why this TikToker may be the most hated TikToker on the platform literally ever. Once again, just to make it clear so no one comes after me, I don't know enough about the religion to shame her or say that she's in the right. I don't know, so let me know if you know. But we're going to go over her entire situation because this is a very serious situation. But firstly, for a brief and very important announcement, I want to remind you that those 3 videos are from Mustafa, the injured Palestinian I'm helping, and the first clip was of the crowds gathering to get aid, which, reminder that he is injured, so he has a much harder time getting aid, so your donation can help feed his 2 daughters in an urgent time. And the next video shows his completely demolished house, which with a tiny donation or spreading the word, you can help rebuild. And lastly is the tents around the sea, which he is now being pushed closer to. Remember, his young daughters have dreams, and you can help them get their basic needs by just donating or simply spreading the word. It's that simple. Please do not miss this opportunity. This is urgent, and with that, let's continue with the video. Please consider it. Here is a random example of one of her TikToks. She's pretty recently created her account. Like, she's not super old like on this app. She's not a super old influencer. She hasn't been around this app for a while, but she has been getting a lot of backlash and hate. Comments are super duper split. Some saying you're the most gorgeous person I've ever seen, and others saying you are ashamed to Islam and you are ruining Islam. Here's an account saying, girl, send your application to the Bop House already. We listen, we don't judge. Girl, stop playing with Islam, 116 likes. You piss me off with over 6,000 likes. She has a pretty decent amount of views on every TikTok, but very low likes. People genuinely do not like her. Yes, there are, as I said before, a lot of comments standing up for her, but the majority for sure are hating. She usually posts videos of her practicing different things in Islam, different religious practices, or her going to the gym. She also knows how to cook, or she claims. She posts a lot of videos about that, and overall, she likes to show off her outfits as well. Her content is pretty simple, to put it quite plainly.
I don't know why, but she reminds me of the bun from Sausage Party. Like, I don't know why. I don't know if y'all can see it, but like, for some reason, she just reminds me of the bun from Sausage Party. It's just so weird. I don't know if it's just a me thing.
A lot of people on YouTube and TikTok have called her out and said she puts on too much makeup and she is making the religion about like fetishizing it or using it for likes. That's been a lot of things people have said about her. We'll be reacting to some of those videos later on, but firstly, we need to just go through the basis of her account. So we went over briefly what she kind of posts, but here's some other stuff as she posts. When she first started out her account, she simply posted cooking videos most of the time, but as it progressed and as she posted more and got more views, she eventually would post more fashion stuff and more content of her going to the gym. And many would say this was her using the religion for fame. In this video particularly, a lot of people were very vocal. They did not like this at all. They were saying that she was once again using the religion and making it look bad. Are you making fun of Muslims? I don't think you're Muslim. What is this thing? You are making fun of the hijab. Shame on you, it is not the hijab. People saw her in the comments as S-E-K, you know what, the religion, making it look bad. This criticism mainly circulated from the fact that she would make videos specifically practicing certain religious things, and I don't know, for lack of a better word, not really things, religious practices. She would practice religious practices. In other videos, she'd be doing something that many would consider is directly against that religion.
If we look at Layloola's content timeline, The contradictions become even more apparent. Just scrolling through her page, you can see a video about choosing Dean over Dunya, essentially choosing faith over worldly temptations, right next to content that seems to celebrate exactly those worldly temptations.
The main reason why I don't want to give my opinion on this is because I feel like a main problem we have today in society is people give their opinion on things they don't understand, and it just messes up things. In no way do I support her, in no way do I hate her, because I just simply don't know enough about the religion. I personally think that religion is a wonderful thing. It gives people hope, it gives something to strive for, and I don't know enough about this particular religion because I simply wasn't born into it and I simply haven't studied it.
There's a responsibility that comes with that representation. The concern isn't about personal religious practice, which is between an individual and their faith, but about the public messaging being shared with millions of followers.
Layla hasn't even posted a lot of videos, but she has circulated a lot of discussion because her presence on the internet is very controversial. Once again, it's a very, very, very split. There's either the people that are saying she can do what she wants, stop being so judgy, she's beautiful, she's wonderful, it's not her fault she looks this way, and then there's people on the other side saying she's a disgrace to Islam, she's making fun of Muslims, all that. So it's just very, very split. There's no in-between in this situation. I think the main criticism that really comes from this is that people criticize her for wearing a hijab because they say that that represents modesty in their ideological beliefs, and then she wears stretchy pants and that completely contradicts it, really just insulting the religion. I saw this view from a specific TikToker, which I'm going to show now.
And if y'all didn't know, this goes against the religion heavily, hence why people are upset. Another thing, she's also wearing the hijab, which is basically a headscarf that Muslim women wear. And this, again, this is a very religious piece of clothing, and for her to be dressing like this is like really weird, because from the top, from the waist up, she's dressed modestly, but from the waist down, she just decides to put on these pants.
This specific TikToker claimed that he got a lot of backlash the first time he said this, so it's safe to say there are some people at Layla's defense that are saying that he's just being a jerk for saying this, but at the other side, there are people that are criticizing Layla and saying she is making a bad reputation for the religion and overall just disrespecting it. Kind of going off of what I said earlier, she does do very simple content. Her content isn't really supposed to be controversial. It doesn't come off as trying to be controversial, but maybe at the same time she is rage baiting. A lot of people have claimed she's rage baiting on purpose. I simply don't know what she's trying to do. Maybe she's just trying to post content, but she does get really, really good views. And once again, her like count is very, very low. At first, I thought she got low views just because her likes are so low. She gets like 2,000 likes on a post with like 300,000 views, which if you don't know is very, very, very low. But yeah, she could be trying to rage bait. This could all be on purpose. Maybe she just knows this will cause a lot of hatred towards her and she'll get lots of views and maybe she wants the attention. I don't know the situation because once again, I just don't know enough about this religion.
Many creators share their faith journeys authentically, including their struggles and imperfections. This kind of content can help others feel less alone in their own religious journeys.
While she gets a ton of backlash for her posts, some people use this exact argument. They say that she's guiding many young women in their religious practices and making them want to practice religion more, which once again, no idea. Please don't come for me. I'm just expressing what people are saying about her because she literally might be one of the most hated TikTok creators. And she does post a lot about religion. She's heavily focused on religion. Her channel is easily 1/3 of it, at least, is all about religion. The other parts are about gym exercises, the food she cooks, and fashion she tries on. So she does heavily focus on religion and practice it in a lot of her different videos, which once again makes a lot of the comments talk about how she contradicts it in other videos. This is not focusing on her. This is just focusing on people that practice religion in general. But I really do respect people that are, once again, I'm not saying this is her. I'm just talking about it in general. I'm sure we can all relate to knowing a person that is really, really connected to religion. And I just respect people that are actually like deeply connected with religion because it's really a commitment. It's hard to do. And it's just respectful when someone truly devotes their life to religion. Technically, I am a Christian. I would go by being a Christian, but I don't practice it very much. And I'm kind of what they would call like a lukewarm Christian. I wish I practiced it more. I think a lot of people my age, 15, 16, 17 can relate where you're just in a religious family, but you don't really practice it. You don't really read the books you're supposed to read. You know, that type of stuff. You kind of wish you were, but you just kind of don't. You push it out of your way. I just respect people that really commit their lives to it. So the actual people in life that do that, Islam, Christianity, literally any religion, I respect all religions. If you are committed to it, it's hard. It's really, really difficult, and I have a lot of respect for you. But a lot of people don't have the same kind of thoughts for Layla, and they say she's the exact opposite. She's an absolute poison to Islam. She's a problem for Islam, and she's an example of what they would call like a lukewarm Christian, but in the form of Islam. The prettiest ever. So it is clear that once again, the comments, as I have said before, are very, very split, and some people are very, very supportive of her, even some people in her own religion, as this person seems to appear to be in the same religion as her. It comes down to how much someone actually practices a religion and how much someone really sticks to the exact rules of it or interprets it to how they react to this type of content and if they consider it disrespectful or not.
It isn't just one creator's choices, but the impact these representations can have on wider communities. For young Muslims seeing this content, it can create confusion about religious practices. For non-Muslims, it can reinforce misunderstandings about Islam.
I do agree, whether bad or not, she will be influencing how people see this religion. I do agree with that because she is on TikTok, which is mostly used by Americans, and it does have a large Islam community, but there are a lot of Christians as well. So a lot of people that see these videos like me don't practice this religion, and it'll be one of their first interpretations of it. Some of these practices she discusses I've never heard of because I am not in this community, so I will be influenced. My opinion may be influenced by these videos I see. So this is true that she does have an impact, and that could be bad if it is viewed as negative. And a lot of Muslims that are practicing this religion want to know more and are looking through these type of videos, and yes, their opinion could also be influenced to an extent. I mean, when I'm a Christian and I see videos about Christian TikTok, sometimes my opinion is influenced too. That happens with any religion.
Seeing contradictory representations can reinforce stereotypes about religious hypocrisy, or the idea that religious symbols like the hijab are just cultural fashion choices rather than expressions of deeply held beliefs.
This is also a very, very common criticism, and I'm not sure exactly what country she is from. She could be in America, she could be in a different country, because she's never really open about that, and that's okay. Everyone can have their privacy, so I'm not sure exactly what country she's representing, but overall, it is true that she's representing a whole religion, and she will change many people's minds on it, possibly. Many people, once again, have never practiced or seen Islam, and they're like, oh, this new religion, this is how they practice it, this is how they treat it, okay. So it is true that she does have a heavy influence because she's gotten so many views. One of the main reasons I believe that, and once again, this doesn't really have much to do with her, that I myself and many other Americans don't know much about Islam is because we just have been distanced from it as a society. And the concept of Islam comes up. There's a lot of racial stereotypes, and overall, it just makes me kind of sad because I feel like it's a pretty beautiful religion. And even though I don't practice it, I respect it because it seems like people who practice it are very, very committed, and I respect that. So if you do agree that she is harming this religion or painting it in a bad light, that is very, very sad because once again, don't know enough for the 1500th time. But if you think she really is and you know enough and she actually is painting in a bad light, that saddens me because we already are, like, as Americans, we're supposed to, like, hate this religion. I feel like we've been, like, sold this idea that it's a terrible thing. I don't know why, but, like, I've always felt that way. There's a lot of racial stereotypes when it comes to this religion, and that just really makes me sad.
But I just find this like kind of disrespectful. A lot of people got mad at me at the last video because I said this, but if you're gonna act like this, it's better to take off the scarf because it gives the religion a bad look. Again, I'm not meaning this in like a disrespectful way. I'm just saying that's how I see it, bro.
I feel like the comment section under this video is going to be very, very split. Just like Layla's comments, there's going to be a lot of people defending her, and then there's going to be a lot saying, nope, she's being very disrespectful to the religion. And overall, I really want to know your thoughts, especially if you actively practice Islam or you have studied it and know a lot about it, because I'm always open to learning more about religions and how strict their practices are and how much you are supposed to follow them. All of that, I totally respect it, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Just please be nice and respectful, because remember, a lot of people don't know everything about a religion. A lot of people don't know about Christianity. They don't know the testaments. They don't know that stuff. And a lot of people don't know a lot about Islam. So I know the comments are going to be split because there's going to be a lot of people that don't know about it and there's going to be people that do.
It's about recognizing patterns of content creation that seems strategically designed to maximize engagement and profit. even at the expense of consistent values. There's an important distinction between imperfect religious expression, which is human and understandable, and content that seems to use religious symbols as props for.
A lot of people also in her comments are alleging that she started a surgery or she got a surgery. And once again, I don't know enough to know if this goes against Islam. And I know I'm going to get a lot of comments saying, don't you do any research before you make a video? For the 15 millionth time, you can't just quickly research an entire religion. Even if I did some research, my opinion would not be valid because I still wouldn't know enough about it. It takes years to actually understand fully a religion. Well, not even fully. You can never truly fully understand something, I believe, but it takes a long time. And I feel like quickly researching it and then pretending like I'm a know-it-all in an entire religion just would be disrespectful and rude. Topics like these that are very controversial need to be handled with care and lots of understanding. And I know to a lot of you, the answer is obvious, yes or no. Like, is she controversial or not? Is her hate justified or not is obvious, but to me it isn't because I'm just not familiar enough. But if she is in the wrong, and that's a big if because once again, no idea, but if she is in the wrong and she actually is disrespecting this religion and purposely using it for rage bait, that just is truly very, very sad. Because once again, especially in Western culture such as America, we already paint this religion in a very bad light. We already kind of disrespect it in many different ways. So it just truly makes me sad that we just have another person out here disrespecting it. And if she truly is using it for clicks, that just is kind of sad and pathetic. It just isn't right to use an entire religion for clicks. I think that's a pretty obvious thing. And already stereotypes about all religions go around and they are really annoying when there's these huge stereotypes, because it does suck when there is someone spreading lies about a religion and the uses of different religious practices and they contradict and make it look not serious, or they just are rude about it and they disrespect it. That is really, 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 truly annoying because religion should be handled with very much care as it deserves, and that just truly makes me sad. Please remember that we are all raised completely differently with completely different stereotypes surrounding us, and we stereotype other people as different things. So we truly don't understand other cultures until we've been fully evolved in them, or we've traveled to different countries to see these people, to discuss with these people, to practice these religions or try them. So we really shouldn't judge a religion by one TikTok, obviously. But overall, I just hope she isn't spreading negative stereotypes, which many believe she is. In fact, the vast majority seem to believe she is. Kind of off topic because I just love to ramble in my videos sometimes, but when I grow up, I kind of either want to become a pilot or a journalist, and maybe on the side I can keep doing my channel, but I would love to travel to some of these countries and just look at the stuff I've been missing out on, explore these different cultures, and study these amazing religions that I have never really gotten to look at before. I've only ever been in America, so the only news I get about these countries are from the news. I would love to go there and actually meet these people and talk to these people. Maybe learn some different languages. I don't think I'm smart enough, but maybe one day I can learn different languages. It just sounds amazing because when I see these TikToks, even if sometimes they are very bad stereotypes, it just makes me wonder, what am I missing out on? What am I not seeing because I'm in a different country? I would just love to see other cultures. That would be a really nice thing to do before I die. Now, back on topic, the main things we have already gone over is that the main criticisms directed towards Layloola are, one, that she is the religion, because YouTube is really picky with me and will probably take down the video if I say the full word. And secondly, that she got surgery. There are many accusations of that. She does use a Snapchat filter, so I don't know if that might make it look like she got a surgery, or that could just be her natural body. I don't really know for sure. She isn't really open about it if she does. Like some people who are very open, we're not even going to go into that. We're past that, okay, guys? We're past that. We're not talking about that anymore. And lastly, that she contradicts herself, because she'll post some videos where she practices specific things. She posts this a lot. She's very open that she's very religious. Then in other posts, she seems to be doing the exact opposite of what she preached before. A lot of people don't appreciate it, or like's a better thing, because appreciate, I feel like, is kind of a strong word, but a lot of people don't like her gym videos because they say that she zooms into her butt, and that is trying to seek appreciation from men, and that goes directly against the religion, and criticism similar to that. I think she started off with cooking videos. Those were her first few TikToks, but slowly, as she gained more traction, she began to post more videos about her going to the gym and a lot of other stuff, and yes, people just do not like it at all. They really see it as very, very offensive. And it is definitely a possibility she is rage baiting. And if she is, I mean, it works. as much as we hate to break it, Ragebait does get views, and she gets a lot of views, once again, very low likes, like Belle the Wolf. We have seen this throughout time. Ragebait's worked a lot, and it seems to be working more and more. It can be very hard to detect sometimes, because even I must admit, I can't tell if she's genuine or if she maybe is trying to ragebait. I don't know. Like, it's hard to tell. Some people it's easy, like Belle the Wolf, and only people with the smaller brain sizes fall for that. But sometimes ragebait is hard to tell, and we all kind of fall for ragebait, so it definitely could be ragebait. Because once again, it is true that ragebait is becoming more and more common because we've got shorter form videos. I know I've said this before in former videos, especially my one on Brooke Monk with Natalie, where Natalie is so obviously ragebaiting, where she copies other creators, gets backlash. That's kind of died out already, because once again, ragebait doesn't last long, but it does give you attention, and sometimes, once again, that's all people want. I mean, you can get a little money from it, but sometimes people just like that attention. Belle the Wolf, I believe, is demonetized, so she's not even getting money, but she still posts. Some people just want that attention and that affection from a very, very small group, because when you get popular, there will always be a small group of people that like you, even if you're the worst person on earth. And some platforms don't punish people anymore for saying unhinged things, like Twitter. You don't get punished anymore. You can be straight up an N to the I. You don't get punished anymore. They don't care, because a new awesome dude took it over that platform. I've already ranted about him in a video, so I'm not gonna open you to that amazing conversation, but some apps don't punish you anymore. YouTube definitely does. If you're rage baiting, they will demonetize you, and for a right reason. Like, usually when you're rage baiting, you're doing some bad stuff. Most platforms do, but there are definitely some where you can get away with it, and you can get literal money out of making people mad. So it makes sense that some people would do that, because they want money, they want attention, and at the end of the day, that's all they want. And the more chronically online you become, the more easily you can find this rage bait and be like, yep, that's rage bait, not engaging. Because at the end of the day, the best thing you can do is not engage with rage bait. Even if you are so tempted to leave the nastiest hate comment of all time, it's just better not to engage. So if she is rage baiting, because I know I'm annoying you guys at this point, but I don't know enough. I cannot stress it enough that I don't know enough about this religion. I'm sorry if I sound offensive, because I legit don't know how strict it is. I don't know if she's actually disrespecting it, but if she is and she's rage baiting, she is pretty successful with it, because she has gotten a lot of attention. I know to a lot of you that doesn't make sense, but sometimes at the end of the day, attention is just enough. Think of Belle the Wolf, because she got hate, and ended up not getting any money, but she became someone. Her face reveal got over 1 million views. People care about her, and sometimes it's even if they don't like you, but they care about you, that's enough. And her Discord server has like 50,000 members. That is a ton, and she gets fan art every week, which is pretty impressive considering all she does is post the nastiest things you can imagine. So rage bait, it does have some benefits, even if most people hate your guts. My advice for you if you see rage bait is 1, not engage. 2, if it's really, really bad rage bait, report it. Maybe dislike it. I'm not sure what disliking does. That might help it be less engaged. That might cause less traction for it. I don't know how that works. Definitely do not comment though. That will only increase engagement. Don't watch it many times. That will also help push it out to more people. Not engaging and reporting it is the best thing. It may seem like nothing when you comment, but people legit make their entire careers off of rage baiting. It happens all the time. Natalie, the girl I talked about before who just copies people, has literally become liked by now. People forget very quickly, especially on apps like TikTok. You can get away with anything. Take James Charles, for example. He's gone through so many controversies, and right now, while he's hated by a lot of people, his career is doing just fine. He gets tons of views. Tons of people still like him. No matter what, he could do anything at this point, and he would still have supporters. So you can rage bait a career. Like, you can make people mad at you, get a ton of followers, and then get people to like you, if that makes sense. So rage baiting is just, it's a weird thing. But me, as I've said before, who's majored in philosophy of rage bait, and I've just studied it for years and I know everything about it, I can tell you that it's a lot more complicated than just wanting to make people mad for the sake of making people mad. I don't think I would be too good at rage baiting. I cannot stand getting tons and tons and tons of hate. I can deal with a little bit, but just getting hate all the time would really, really suck. Maybe if you're getting a ton of money, it would be worth it, but I don't, especially if my face is out there and people hate me. Really? Do you really think I want that? I guess Belle the Wolf, who can kind of hide behind a screen, it makes sense maybe, but like, you telling me I have to go out in public with like 9 million people hating me around the world? Are you kidding me? That's not worth it. But at the end of the day, I can't really understand everyone. Everyone has their reasons. Maybe they just think it's iconic. I don't know. But it's becoming way, way, way more common, and people are still falling for the most obvious rage bait. And I'm not saying this is obvious rage bait, but there is, like Belle the Wolf. There's people falling for literally the most obvious stuff on earth at this point. So I think we're pretty hopeless when it comes to this. So I just hope more and more people realize when rage bait is rage bait. But when there is stuff that that we can't really tell, it is important to discuss it to try to improve ourselves and our views on rage bait in the future. Because there is a TikToker that goes by Natalie who dared a homeless woman to jump into the lake. The homeless woman nearly you know what, and she now has 2 million followers on TikTok, gets hundreds of thousands of likes every post, easily millions and millions of views, is highly popular, and now is becoming more liked because people find her funny, even though her career is literally built off of rage bait. So just remember, there's going to be people out there that make people mad for a living and are making a lot more than you just living a normal life. If you're kind of new to the internet and you're thinking, what are you even yapping about right now? Go on Twitter. You'll find something immediately. Go on Twitter. In fact, if you feel like you're too happy right now, go on Twitter. If you want to ruin your weekend, your life, your entire existence, go on Twitter because it'll just make you the unhappiest person on earth. But to really summarize what I'm saying here with rage bait is it's not always super simple. Sometimes it's obvious, but sometimes we don't really know. And it's important to discuss it so we are more wary of what exactly is rage bait in the future. And since rage bait is becoming more and more common, since it is so effective and the internet is spreading, it's becoming more of an everyday thing as time goes on. It's becoming more of a way to profit, to gain fame, so we need to be able to address it and figure out what to do with it. And if she is rage baiting, it's not really good to make fun of her face because in the end, that doesn't really achieve anything like that one TikToker did.
I don't know if y'all can see it, but like for some reason, she just reminds me of the bun from Sausage Party. It's just so weird. I don't know if it's just a me thing, but like it's just really weird. I don't know if y'all see it, man, but like I personally see it.
And don't come for me. I get he's just joking. Ha ha ha. So funny. But like at the end of the day, that just seems kind of immature. Even if you disagree with what she's doing, and even if what she's doing is rage baiting, I don't know, once again, for the 1500th time, but making fun of someone's face just isn't really the best way to handle it. So I didn't really personally appreciate his video or like it just because he kind of went after looks the entire time. And his comments were just kind of rude. But yes, if she is insulting the religion, that still doesn't give him a right to insult her facial expressions, but she should definitely be criticized.
It's the difference between someone saying, "I'm trying to become more modest in my dress, but I find it challenging sometimes," versus someone wearing a hijab in one sponsored video and then doing a lingerie haul in the next. If we look at Layloola's content timeline, the contradictions become even more apparent. Just scrolling through her page, you can see a video about choosing Dean over Dunya.
And it is true that religion is a very easy thing to rage bait. It will get people mad because a lot of people devote a lot of their lives to religion, studying religion, and trying to become better at understanding it and reading it and all that stuff. So when they see someone just blatantly insulting it, I can see why that would be effective rage bait. It's very dangerous rage bait because once again, it's something that people very highly regard as something very important, but at the same time, it is effective. It will get a lot of people mad. So it is a possible strategy that she's taking. I do remember when Belle the Wolf did a similar thing, but she did it with Jesus, and I think she did do some insulting Muslims, so she overall has just gone for pretty much anything she can, because that's exactly how rage bait works. Your audience doesn't care about you. There's no talent to you. They are going to lose interest quickly, and your views are going to die out, so you have to desperately top the next thing, the next thing, the next thing to stay relevant. And that is really hard to do because eventually you reach a point where there's nothing left to do. And that's where Belle the Wolf is. Her views are dying down. She's pretty much a nobody now. She once was like this huge rage bait. Everyone know who she was. Now she's kind of a nobody, and that pretty much happens to everyone. Their views eventually die down because people get tired of it. Now, TikTokers, like if Layla is a rage baiter, TikTokers like her are definitely a different type because TikTok just reaches so many different people. She can post these videos on different platforms and reach new audiences, and she can post it. It's probably going to last longer than Belle the Wolf because Belle the Wolf just fully relied on YouTube and commentary channels milked her into like oblivion, but her rage bait will eventually die out. And it is satisfying to see when someone who's absolutely nasty gets what they deserve, they stop getting attention. That's exactly what they fear the most. Let's have a serious discussion in the comments. I really want to get to the bottom of this. She seems like she definitely could. There's a high possibility she is rage baiting, but maybe I'm wrong. But if she is, it'll run out eventually. It probably isn't worth it because angering an entire group of people, a huge group of people, there's over, I believe, 2 billion people in the world that are Muslims. So that's a lot of people you're going to make mad. Probably isn't worth it. Like, that is a group of people that you don't want to mess with. You don't want to mess with anyone who's religious, honestly. Any religious group you should just leave alone because that is something people are very committed to. It's something that should be respected and handled with care and handled with respect, obviously. But it is sad if she is doing this on purpose because, yes, I'm sure she is changing the minds of a lot of people when they look at this specific religion because, yes, it's dubbed in English and there's a lot of people that speak English that aren't Muslim, and that is like reaching a whole new audience. And of course there are a lot that do, but overall she's reaching a lot of people because she has a lot of views. One thing, because I want to be more positive, because yes, I know I'm too negative. I release a positive video every month though, like that's huge. Well, every 2 months, that's enough for me though. But one thing I will say is that she did introduce me to some new music that is dubbed in Arabic, and I think it's really, really pretty. I've never heard it before, but I mean, maybe I've heard it on TikTok a little bit, but she did have a lot of good music in the background, and she introduced me to a lot of new songs. I really like to open my mind to new languages and new cultures, so it was really cool that she did that, even if this is rage bait at the end of the day. I guess at least that came out of it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe one good thing came out. I got introduced to new music from a different culture. But if you somehow are at the 28-minute mark, I respect you, because there's like 0.0.1% of people that can actually do that. Your attention span is not cooked yet. Congratulations. I don't know how you did it. You're amazing, and I just really appreciate you. But I have one thing to tell you since you've made it this far, and other than that, I really appreciate you for watching it and really just listening to me yap for this long. I just hope you learned one thing from this video, and that is to be careful with other people's cultures and religions. Just learn to respect and make sure you truly understand them before posting, because it is possible she doesn't, maybe she's just posting and she's not really thinking about it, or maybe she's rage baiting. I, once again, don't know enough about this to really truly say. That's why I made the title unbiased, and I'm just trying to be as unbiased as possible. But I felt like discussing how rage bait kind of works in society today, so overall we can kind of draw a conclusion at the end of the day whether she is or not. Just remember, if she is rage baiting, it just really isn't worth it. It's very offensive, and she's spreading very false messages. Sorry to repeat myself, but respect cultures. That's really what I got to take away from this video, because it's a very, very easy to spread misinformation and spread like a bad view on other people about a certain religion. So just be really, really careful when you're online doing this type of stuff. That's mainly what I have to say in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video a lot, the number one thing I ask you to do is to support the GoFundMe. I would really appreciate it. That is a way you can help give to someone who lives somewhere else, who lives in a different culture and is struggling right now seriously due to something that is completely out of their control. So that would be something I ask you to consider. Thank you so much for watching for the third time now, because I like repeating myself for some reason, and I will definitely see you in the next one. Right?